Forecast. I'm Joseph, the host of the UFC Forecast. I got my co-host Loaf with me for another weekend.
Yeah.
Last weekend, it was a break. But this weekend, we're going to be going over the full card predictions and the bet and breakdown for UFC Perez, Gane versus Tuivasa. We got 6 fights on the main card, 6 fights on the prelims. Let's kick it off with the prelim opener, Stephanie Edgar, Alan Perez. Perez is a debut fighter here. Edgar was on 3 cards ago where she received a submission loss to Miranda Silva. I was on the losing end of that, especially on the bets too. I had Edgar. I think Loaf had Edgar as well, No luck for us. I don't know what we're going to do here. Probably going to stick with Edgar, It didn't hit last time. Hopefully it hits this time. Loaf, what do you think?
Yeah, I'll definitely be going with Edgar. I know she did lose it for me last time, but against a girl debuting, I think she'll be able to get it done. She's a big favorite, $140 to $3. So I'm going to go with Edgar to get this one done. Most likely by finish. She has 6 finishes out of 7 wins. So I'm going to be going for Stephanie Edgar by finish. Next up in a men's bantamweight bout, we got Taha versus Christian Quinones. I'm going to be going with the underdog value here, Christian Quinones. He is really fast. He looked good in Dana White Contender Series. Impressive record, 17-3, 9 of those being knockouts. So I think he'll get it done against Taha, especially coming off those losses with Taha. So I'm going to go with Christian Quinones just to win.
Yeah, my final prediction will also be Christian Quinones for the win. Mexican-born, tough, big win on the Dana White Contender Series to get him here. A lot of people like to fade that spot, but I think I'm going to lock it in here. He's an underdog. Taha's last 2 performances, not great. Even though they were tough opponents, Morozov, Barcelos, they just don't impress me that much. And I think this Christian guy could be the real deal at 17-3 record. That's pretty impressive. So hopefully he gets me the underdog money. I'm going to lock that in. That's my final prediction. Next up, a banger of a fight in the lightweight division. Benoit St. Denis, Gabriel Miranda. These 2 guys have a 100% finish rate. I'm going to have to be siding with the guy with the more UFC experience. Are you in agreement, Loaf?
Yeah, this is a really close fight, honestly. Gabriel Miranda coming away of all finishes. He's got 15 submissions, 1 KO. And you got Benoit St. Denis, who's 9-1, 8 submissions, and 1 KO. So I don't really know what to think about this one. I probably won't take it on my cards just to be safe. But, Benoit St. Denis also is a special forces. So I don't know. It's definitely going to be a really big banger, but if you have to side with anybody, I'd go with Benoit St. Denis to get it done. Next up in the men's middleweight bout, we got Nasruddin Imavov versus Joaquin Buckley. This is another hard one in a way. Joaquin Buckley has that power, if he can pull out those crazy unexpected things at you, and he can also land some heavy shots. So I don't know what to think about this one. I like Nasruddin for it, though. Nasruddin looks sharp. He has been in his last couple fights. So I'm going to go with the side of Nasruddin here. Most likely to get it done by decision against Buckley.
And for me, I was on Nasruddin all week. I thought he was an all-around better fighter. And he may be, but, I'm going to have to take the dog, Buckley. He's been impressive. His last 3 were all wins, 2 by stoppage. And I think it could be another stoppage, Big underdog pulling out on the cards. I might just lock it in, put it on a bet or 2, see if I can win some money on Buckley. Yeah, I don't know. He's not that great on the ground. If it goes there, it kind of worries me, but I'll take Buckley. I want to go against Loaf on one here, so that'll be it. Next up, we're going to be taking a look at Fares Ziam, another France fighter, versus Michael Figleck, another debut fighter. There's going to be lots of those on this card, and that kind of worries me because I don't know how many of them are actually going to pull through here and get their first win in the UFC against people with lots of UFC experience. I'm going to have to side with the people with more UFC experience. Even though I'm not a big fan of ZM, I'm going to have to side with them. I just can't pick a debut fighter. What do you think, Loaf?
I'm going to disagree with that. I'm going to go with Michael Figleck. I think he looks good all around, undefeated. He's going to have a lot of momentum coming in here against ZM. ZM off a loss, too, so that'll be in his head. But I think it's going to be Michael Figleck. I have a hard time betting against people from Poland, especially, so I'm definitely going to be going with him. Probably get it done by hoping a finish, but to be safe, just take him to win. Next up in the men's middleweight bout, we got Nurmagomedov versus Dustin Stoltzfus. I'm going to be going with another debuter here. I'm going to be going with Nurmagomedov. 24-4, impressive record, has tons of finishes. He's got 13 finishes and 6 submissions. So I think he'll be able to get it done against Dustin Stoltzfus. Dustin Stoltzfus has never been KO'd, though, so I don't necessarily say go for the KO, but I'm going to be taking Abus Magomedov just to win for sure.
I'm going to have to be in agreement here. I don't think Dustin has the good enough UFC experience to get it done here. Abus is a very tough guy. Lots of finishes, like Loaf said, and, I do like the debut fighter, and he's not an underdog here, and I do see the finishing ability. I don't care if it's knockout, submission, because, Dustin's getting finished by Gerard Merchaux on the ground. He's getting finished by Rodolfo Ferreira on the ground, Kyle Dawkins by decision. This Abus guy could be pretty scary in the cage, so I want to see him just tear Dustin's head off. Next up in the featherweight division, we got our first Canadian fighter, Charles Air Jourdain versus Nathaniel Wood. And, me and Loaf, both Canadians, to let you guys know, we're going to be going with Charles Jourdain. His fight with Burgos was super impressive. Should have been a win for him. And I think here he's going to be good enough to win because Nathaniel Wood's fight against Rosa was not impressive enough. And, Loaf, what do you think? Oh, Canada.
No, you're not going to like me here, because at the very first I was thinking...
What are you saying?
I was thinking Charles Jourdain, but I gotta go with the side Nathaniel Wood on this one. His record's a little bit better. I think he'll be able to out-grapple Charles Jourdain. Charles Jourdain will have the better striking, for sure, but I think he'll get out-grappled pretty good by Nathaniel Wood. So I think Nathaniel Wood will be able to get it done here. I'd say it's going to be a decision fight. I know people think it will be ending early, but I think he'll hold out to decision. I think Nathaniel Wood will get it.
Are you Canadian?
Next up in the men's featherweight bout, we got William Gomez versus Jarno Aarons. I didn't really look at this one too much. I don't know if I'll be betting on this one because it's 2 UFC debuts here, so that's kind of scary to bet on. But I was looking at William Gomez. He actually has a lot of finishes. Looks like he's great physical shape compared to Jarno Aarons. So if you have to go with anybody, I'm definitely siding with William Gomez to get it done here.
No, you know what? You don't have to go with anyone. Just don't. Don't do it. Just don't do it, 2 debut fighters. You don't know enough about them. So I'd likely choose to take a fade on this one. We'll see what happens. We can eat some popcorn, watch these 2 guys debut, and then next time maybe we'll pull a trigger on somebody. But for this next fight in the lightweight division, I'm going to have to pull the trigger on another Canadian, John McDessie. He's going to be fighting Nasrat Hakparas, who, he's not looking bad. Going to the decision with some tough guys, Bobby Green, Dan Hooker. But as a favorite, don't love it. Don't love it at all. McDessie is 37, but I still feel like he has something left in the tank, and I think he's going to show it here. His split decision win was half impressive. Ignacio, not a terrible fighter. Loaf, give me a prediction here. What do you think?
I'm going to be disagreeing again. I'm going to be going with Nasrat Hakparas. I think he looks way more well-rounded. He's a good striker. He did really good against Dan Hooker and Bobby Green, but those are 2 really, really great fighters, so you can't say anything bad about that. And at the end of the day, John McDessie's older, 37 years old, and he hasn't fought in over a year. Nasrat's been way more active. I think Nasrat will be getting it done for sure here, most likely by decision. Next up in the men's middleweight bout, we got Alicio de Chirico versus Roman Kopylov. I'm going to be going with Alicio de Chirico here. I think he'll be able to get it done against someone who only had 1 fight in the UFC. And it was against Albert Duraev, who is good, but I don't think Roman will be able to get it done against Alicio de Chirico, especially since Chirico has that nice knockout over Joaquin Buckley, and he had a loss to Abdul Razak Al-Hassan, but Al-Hassan's a beast. So I'm going to be going with Alicio de Chirico to win this one. I think he'll get it done by finish as well.
I am going to agree with the prediction, but I don't think it'll be a finish. I think he might get it done on the scorecards, His numbers are a little bit better. His percentages are a little bit better. And like Loaf said, that head kick, it happened. It looked nice, but, if it happens, it happens. I'd like to have him on the parlays at 190, 190. So I'll go with the Italian fighter, but in the next fight coming up, it might not be the same prediction, as we got Robert Whittaker, Marvin Vittori. Vittori has the takedown. His numbers might be a little bit better too, but I think Whittaker is still a little bit hungrier, a little bit more in the tank like other guys on the card, and I seen him all week, and I kind of want to stay with him. Now, I want to give a shout-out to my guy, Mike Morgan. He had Leon Edwards. I'm going to give him the credit for that. So, if I go Marvin Vittori, it's because of him, and I want other people to see the value in Marvin here, especially as this underdog. So I'm on the fence for Marvin. It's probably going to be Whittaker. So I'm going to let Loaf give a prediction, then I'll swing back in and give you my final prediction.
Yeah, I was also on the fence about this one. Marvin Vittori is a really, really good grappler, but at the end of the day, I think I'm going to be going with Robert Whittaker. He looks better all around, great striker, and I think he'll be able to keep it off the ground against Vittori. I think he'll be able to get out of those grappling situations, and he'll be able to lay on some damage to Vittori. So I'm going to be going Robert Whittaker, and I'm going to say it's going to be a decision win for him.
And I'm back with my final prediction. Mike Morgan, hope you're listening. It's a 3-round fight, guys. Come on. Marvin Vittori's going to pressure him. Might have a couple takedowns. Underdog value. It's dog weekend. Let's go. Marvin Vittori. Thank me later.
All right, here it is. Last fight on the card. Men's heavyweight bout. Gane versus Tuivasa. I think everyone is going to be knowing my prediction here. I'm going to be going with another favorite, Gane. He's really impressive. The only credible loss was to fucking Francis Ngannou. So, at the end of the day, I think Gane will be able to get it done. A lot of TKOs. He has a submission under his belt, too. So, at the end of the day, I'll be going for him to finish Tuivasa for sure.
Yeah, and I'm going to have to agree with Loaf on this one. Gane, he's a huge favorite here. And for a reason, you know. He's the next generation of heavyweights. He's probably going to do this one with ease. Even though Tuivasa's on some streak, you know, he's handing a lot of guys a finish, putting people down. But, you know, he's going to be all around better. I definitely think it's going to be a finish as well. But, you know, just on the parlays, I'm going to be safe this weekend. Just tag them along with the other guys, few dogs, few favorites. I'm going to try to be smart with it, try to hit some stuff. I hope everybody else hits their bets too, make some money. Please make sure, smash that like button. Suplex the subscribe button. We appreciate the support. This is week 5 for us at the UFC Forecast. We got the new mic, tripod, iPad. We're getting everything geared up for his studio here. I hope you guys enjoy listening. Let's cash it in. Let's go.